Gervonta Davis trainer says Ryan Garcia has flaws on top of flaws. Steven Espinoza says boxing fans are why super fights don't happen. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Corner Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, the super fight between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis is being, talked about by everybody on every coast in the United States. I think boxing fans, from state to state are really looking forward to this fight. And I think it's really going to set a great precedent for the sport of boxing in 2023. I think Gervonta Davis is going to win big, but I think the fact that Ryan Garcia took the fight and is going to go ahead with it is a big plus for the sport of boxing. But both sides are voicing their opinions on how they feel the fight is going to turn out, who's going to win, what are the flaws, what are the strengths of both fighters. And the co-trainer of Gervonta Tank Davis did an interview and he spoke about Ryan Garcia, and he basically said he feels like Ryan Garcia has flaws on top of flaws, and said that he feels like Gervonta Davis knows exactly what Ryan Garcia does well and what he doesn't do so well. And he pointed out the fact that Ryan only has a good left hook, and Gervonta Davis spoke about that in the press conference when both guys were facing off. He basically said that your only weapon is your left hook. Besides that, what can you do as a fighter? You're not a complete fighter. And, in a lot of ways, you have to say that's true. Ryan Garcia has a lot of flaws, man. And, he's a boxer being built. He's a boxer in the works. He's a boxer in training. He does have a lot of skills, a lot of speed, but I don't think he's put it all together yet. Listen, Manny Pacquiao had to lose as an amateur to become a good professional. Then he had to lose as a professional to become a legendary fighter. And he had to go get with Freddie Roach to refine his boxing skills, Manny Pacquiao, the superstar, whirlwind superstar, didn't just come out of nowhere. That was something that was created over time, and it took a lot of time for him to become the unstoppable force that he once was. So, we're not saying that Ryan Garcia can't get there or that he can't, correct these flaws, but they're there, they're noticeable, they see it. They didn't want to give away their game plan. He basically said he knows every flaw. He said that he feels like his biggest flaw isn't that he only has one good punch. It's that he stands too tall. His chin is constantly exposed. And Gervonta Davis's co-trainer was asked, well, is it possible to fix an exposed chin, or basically the fact that you don't tuck your chin as a fighter? He said yes. He said he feels like you can fix it, but it takes years and years to fix something like that because it's a product of habit, basically. It's something you do because it's just a habit that you have. You've never been correctly taught to make sure that chin's tucked in no matter what you're doing in a boxing ring. Now, I train with boxing, and I can't lie. It's hard, especially if you're throwing a multiple punch combination. It's hard to remember to either tuck your chin or when one arm is in motion, keep the other arm close to you. Those are hard things to remember, and that comes with muscle memory and training. So I have to agree with Gervonta Davis's co-trainer that is something that can be fixed, but it takes a long time to fix something like that because it's something that's basically burned into your memory, and it's a habit that you might not even notice that you're doing it, but you are doing it, and the people that are watching you can see it clearly that you're doing it. So, I definitely have to agree with Gervonta Davis's co-trainer that Ryan Garcia has flaws on flaws. They can be fixed. the fact that he only has one punch, I don't think that's the reason he loses the fight. I think he's just overmatched. People are forgetting that Gervonta Davis is a spectacular boxer. He knows how to use the ring. He knows how to use power. He knows how to use speed, distance. This guy's masterful in the ring, and if he wins, that's going to be the reason he wins. It's not just going to be the flaws of Ryan Garcia. Now, let's move on. Steven Espinoza, man. Steven Espinoza. Steven Espinoza recently gave an interview, and he spoke about super fights. He spoke about the fact that a lot of fighters can't hit that magical 1 million buy mark, and he gave his reasons to why. And it's funny to me, man, because none of the reasons that he spoke about were, to me, the actual reasons that boxing can't hit that magical, 1 million buy mark. I kind of took offense to some of the stuff he had to say. I mean, he's right in a way, but the way he put it isn't 100% completely true. So let me break down really quick what Steven Espinoza had to say. Basically, in an interview, he recently said the reason that fans don't get the super fights that they're wanting and fans don't get the super fights that boxing needs to bring it back from, life support is because of the fans. Basically, he said that the reason nobody can hit that 800,000 buy mark, it takes two really big names to be fighting for titles to even get something close to that, is because fans keep stealing the pay-per-views. And I had to laugh, man. I had to laugh when I read that part because in a way it's true, and I can't argue to what's been going on with piracy and the internet and pay-per-views when it comes to boxing, but Steven Espinoza is not being completely honest with that statement, because MMA's not having this problem. The WWE's not having this problem. They're still doing very good numbers on every event. And you have to sit back and ask yourself a question. Well, if it's only boxing that's not doing good numbers on pay-per-views, and the WWE seems to not have a problem selling pay-per-views, MMA doesn't seem to have a problem selling pay-per-views, other combat sports and other sports that utilize pay-per-view are not having a problem selling their events. It's only boxing having the difficulty selling the event. So you got to ask yourself, is it fans' fault, or is it the promoters and the boxers' fault for not putting on credible, events worthy of being purchased by boxing fans? Are you trying to sell me something that I really don't want, and that's the reason why nobody's buying it? Or is it because you're putting on good fights and people just keep stealing the fight? You got to ask yourself that question, and you got to really think about that pretty deeply. And I don't think Steven Espinoza was being honest with himself. He's ahead over there at Showtime, and I don't think they're being honest with themselves about the situation. Honestly, you're just not giving us a good enough product. MMA is giving out a good product. Not only that, they are putting on these super long events, and the events have multiple fights that people want to see. Boxing, to put on a 2 or 3 hour event, and it's filled with fights nobody cares about, nobody wants to watch. And you got a main event that nobody cares about and nobody wants to watch. So why would I pay you $80, $90, $100 for that when I can just watch it for free? That don't even make sense. And Steven Espinoza, hey man, you disappointed me, and I think a lot of boxing fans with that one. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me, share, subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. More than likely get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collabo, hit my Gmail, flockofcards@gmail.com, and we are mighty.
Give it to me one more time. Okay. Okay, I'm too high for words, too fly for birds. Telling other pigeons, get to rock kicking. You not listening, baby, stop tripping. They ain't on your level. What part of that are you missing? Look, I just wanna put the cuffs on you. Take you to the room, put the cuffs on you. I just wanna lick on you, touch on you. Keep talking that shit and I'ma bust on you. You know I got it like that though. Take her to the movies, they go down in the back row. Shitting on them bitches, why you clown them like that for? She know she got it like that, so that's my baby.
Oh my. Make me feel so right. Come and stay the night. And give it to me one more time, oh yeah.
The little things you do, must I remind you that I respect you.